Bowden.
Never mind.
I'd like to preface by saying Sandy, our Ed, already read this and he said it was cool, so don't come take the mic from me. We got any seniors in the house tonight? Alright. This is the speech that they would not let me read at graduation for you guys, because they don't have a sense of humor. Close your eyes. Allow me to take you on a trip back in time, way back to our freshman year. See, the transition from middle school to high school is not unlike the transition from the womb to the world. We spent 3 long years in middle school laboring to get out, but our first year of high school, we spent wishing we could climb back into middle school. Things changed for me a few months in, however, when a group of 3 senior boys, Tyler Jackson, Brian Mansfield, and Sam Midwell, whose names have been changed for the purposes of this story, accomplished something the likes and magnitude of which have never and will never be seen again inside the walls of Seaholm High School. These 3 boys didn't come from typical backgrounds. Tyler's father died when he was 15, and without the income his father was bringing in, his family was forced to move in with Tyler's grandmother. Though Tyler was highly intelligent, his troubles at home interfered with his schoolwork, and he never excelled academically. Brian, on the other hand, was incredibly successful with his schoolwork. A straight-A student, Brian was admitted to U of M to study engineering and committed to going. However, Brian had been so wrapped up in his studies, he never really made any friends at school, and he spent his weekend nights sadly flipping the channel on the TV and wishing he could say or do something to be noticed by his classmates. Sam, known generally as the class clown, was known by all but liked by all, but known by few. People said hi to him in the hallways, but most knew him on simply a high-five basis. He was signed up for community college the next year and didn't really have any plans for after he graduated. By happenstance, these 3 boys sat in the same back corner of their academic lab, an island of misfit toys, if you will. On one cold November day, none of the boys had any homework to keep them busy, and one of the 3 had never said even 2 words to each of the other. However, as fate would have it, they had a full 90 minutes with each other with nothing to do. After 30 minutes passed in awkward silence, a classmate from across the room said, "I hope it starts snowing soon." It was here and now that the unlikely crew of Tyler, Brian, and Sam began to connect. Have the seniors decided what we're doing for our senior prank? If we haven't, I think we should do something snow-related. It would be so tight, asked Sam. Don't think we have, said Tyler shortly. Snow-related in what way, Brian asked. I think I've got a good idea, Sam replied. So the 3 unlikely partners hatched a plan. Though they had never really talked to each other before in their lives, the 3 brainstormed for the next hour about their senior prank, their symbolic send-off to Seaholm High School. Though the more outgoing Sam was the ringleader, the other 2 came out of their shells and contributed, fully willing to do their part to leave a mark on the school. Giddy with excitement, they waited patiently for the first real snow of winter. 2 weeks passed without any snow. During these 2 weeks, the 3 boys became closer to each other, becoming the first real friends any of them ever had. They ate lunch together in the cafeteria, and Brian helped Sam and Tyler out with their homework. As Tyler watched the news in his grandmother's kitchen on one cold November Monday night, he saw on the weather that night was going to bring 5 inches of snow. He immediately picked up his phone and called his comrades. Tonight was the night. The 3 met at 3:30 a.m., dressed heavily in winter coats, thick gloves, snow pants, and boots. They loaded all of the equipment they would need, 3 shovels and a video camera to capture the final product on film, into the back of Brian's old SUV, and they were off to Seaholm. Game faces on, shovels on shoulders like rifles, eyes watering against the bitter cold wind, hearts pounding out of their chests with anticipation. The 3 walked from the student parking lot to the courtyard. As they crossed the threshold, Brian, Tyler, and Sam looked at each other. There was no turning back now. They knew what had to be done. Without a word, the 3 of them put their shovels to the ground and got to work. Their teamwork was seamless and their precision incredible. It took them only a half an hour to finish their Washington monument. their Empire State Building, their Leaning Tower of Pisa. It scaled the entire length of the courtyard. It was big. I myself arrived at the front doors at 7:30 that Tuesday morning, and due to S&T block, classes didn't start till 9. A crowd was already forming around the huge windows that overlooked the courtyard. Some of the crowd was laughing hysterically. Others looked slightly offended, and still others, administrators mainly, the same administrators who won't let me do this speech, were positively outraged at the 150-foot symbol of manhood that was to be seen by all 1,200 students, the faculty, and all the parents visiting that day. As I, a scrawny freshman with low self-confidence, few friends, and a questionable work ethic, looked down upon the monument, I didn't laugh, nor was I offended, nor outraged. I was touched. I was inspired. I was moved. I was motivated. I was brought to tears with the realization that I had been wasting my life, telling myself that I am a have-not, when truly all I ever had to do to have was to believe in my ability to do so. If 3 misfit seniors could come together to create something so terrible yet so impressive, so offensive yet so extraordinary, why couldn't I? Why couldn't it have been me up at 4 a.m. in the courtyard with a shovel, furiously perfecting my homage to all things drawn in the walls of the boys' bathroom here at Salem? The fact is, it could have been me. It could have been any of us. From the moment we looked out into the courtyard on that cold November morning forward, we vowed never to shy away from the spotlight, never to blend in with the masses, and most importantly, to never be forgotten. Whether we achieved that by pulling off one of the greatest senior pranks of all time, or just by being that kid who tried to give the somewhat inappropriate speech at graduation, we didn't care. We just wanted to be remembered. We just wanted to build something big. Open your eyes. We're here. We built something big, and we won't be forgotten anytime soon.